What's poppin', guys? Back again with another video. It's your boy, Multiple Voice Guy. And welcome to part 2 of me ranking the big 3 horror franchises. Halloween, Friday the 13th, and Nightmare on Elm Street. This video is going to be a little bit shorter, but hopefully you still enjoy this video. So, how about, without wasting any time, let's get it started with number 19. Number 19 for me is going to be Nightmare on Elm Street. Is going to be... A Nightmare on Elm Street 5, The Dream Child. By far the most bonkers movie out of this entire franchise. I just personally think it's okay. I'm not the biggest hater of this film like most people are. But for me, this film was actually just okay. Don't get me wrong, it's weird. I do have some gripes with it. First up, there's not that many kills. There's only like a total of 3 kills. Which, come on, Freddy. You're 5 movies in and you have 3 kills? Like, what is this basically in the whole, Freddy feeding, souls of Alice's dead friends to her unborn baby. It was, to make the baby just like him, it was a stupid but creative plot. And I just can't help but love it. I thought it was pretty good. The design for Freddy, not really much to write home about. And of course, the little kid actor for Jacob, well, he's a kid actor, so I don't want to be too harsh. I just think he could have done a little bit better. I love Dan's death with the motorcycle. Absolutely fantastic. My favorite death used to be Greta, but then I realized her death was kind of disgusting, you know, where Freddy just fed her to death. Like, that was just the... And then there's Mark's death, which is just absolutely stupid, where he just shreds him up, where he legit turns into paper. But, the defeat for Freddy, they kind of just recreated it from 4, but with something different of Freddy turning into this weird, Freddy turning into this weird alien baby. I don't know. It was weird. This film's weird, but most part it's just okay. I'm not the biggest hater of it like most of you hardcore Nightmare on Elm Street fans, but to me, this is probably the most weirdest movie out of the franchise. For me, anyway. Alright. Coming up in number 18, we have the Friday the 13th remake. Now, this is probably the one horror movie remake I actually enjoyed. Well, that and the It remake. Do I still prefer the original over it? Yes. But the remake was actually kind of good. Basically, this film is actually quite good. It is technically a remake of the first 4 movies. You know, at first we see Pamela Voorhees get her head chopped off again. We see Jason wear the sack again. And of course, we see Jason get his hockey mask again. And we basically have this guy then we have Jared Padalecki's character. Yeah, that's right, the same guy from Supernatural, who's looking for his sister, like in part 4. And basically, once you get past all 4 of those things, it's pretty much its own movie. I love Derek Mears' take on Jason Voorhees. Probably the most aggressive Jason I've ever saw. Like, if I had to reward these Jasons for, like, the most vicious, I would have to give it to the remake. Because, basically, he sets bear traps, and, of course, the most cringiest death of the movie, where he hanged a girl over the campfire in her sleeping bag. Ugh, that must have been a painful way to go. And it's just... oh, God. The remake, I don't get what most people have against this. And, of course, there's Trent, who, I get he's supposed to be an annoying douchebag, but at least make him a likable one. He is not likable at all, in my opinion. And the minute he dies, it's just like, okay, well, thank God he's dead, you know? And of course, the whole Jason kidnapping a girl because she looks like his mom. We've never had that happen before, so that was interesting. And basically, I'm not even gonna ask what that was about. Anyway, but so yeah, basically, Friday the 13th remake. The kills are great. Derek Mears, fantastic Jason, and that is why it's in my number 18. Probably my only real gripe with the film is the design for Jason. I'm not saying his design was bad. I'm just saying that compared to past Jason designs, I just think we could have gone with something a little bit better. And speaking of past Jason designs, coming up at number 17, we have Friday the 13th, Part 7, The New Blood. Or as most people like to call it, Jason versus Dollar Store Carrie. I actually think this was okay. First up, this is the star of Kane Hodder Jason, by far my favorite Jason. The design for Jason in this movie is absolute bad. Like, probably the most coolest looks for Jason. Okay. What else? What else do I like about this movie? Oh, yeah, and of course, I know most people don't like Tina because she is technically a character ripoff, but I do love her story arc to where she accidentally murdered her father in rage. And of course, she tries to bring it back. But she instead brings back Jason, and the MPAA just hacked this movie to death. Honestly, if you're not aware what the MPAA is, the MPAA stands for Motion Picture Association of America, where basically they look at what's appropriate for the movie and what's not appropriate for the movie, pretty much. And the MPAA just hacked this movie to death. Basically, all the kills are watered down. Like, if you were to ask me what is the most least bloodiest film in the franchise, I would arguably say Friday the 13th Part 7. Because the kills suck in this movie. Probably the only real kill I enjoyed was the sleeping bag kill because it's iconic, and in fact it was so good it was even recreated for the game. But basically, I just didn't like it. And of course, the ending. The ending is so stupid. Where Tina resurrects her dad to chain Jason back to the bottom of the lake. Like, what the and of course, like, if basically what could have made this film good, like, honestly, if the MPAA f***ed off and we got a better ending, this film would probably be one of my favorites out of the franchise. But no, you instead gave us this, and it's just, no. I did enjoy the brawl between Tina and Jason. I thought it was pretty interesting, seeing her use her powers against somebody who can't die. And it was pretty cool. But other than that, this film is just okay, in my opinion. Had an interesting idea, but the execution just was not. No. All right, and coming up in number 17, my bad. I almost said 17. All right, and coming up in number 16, we have Wes Craven's New Nightmare. The fact that this film basically takes place in the real world, where Freddy's a fictional movie character, I thought it was pretty interesting. Heather Langenkamp is back, and she plays herself, but also still plays Nancy a little bit. It's pretty good. I love the story. Technically speaking, our killer isn't Freddy, but he's still played by Robert Englund. He's a demonic entity that takes on the form of Freddy. I think the design was good, but I'll always stick to the original. This film is okay, in my opinion. Like, I don't hate it, but at the same time, I don't love it, honestly. Even though it was an interesting idea, taking a play from the Nightmare on Elm Street universe, it taking place into the real universe, where Freddy's just a fictional movie character, and this demon just takes on the form and personification of Freddy, but yeah, he's still played by Robert Englund. I love the defeat for Freddy in this movie, where they cook him in an oven, Hansel and Gretel style. I thought it was pretty good. The kills aren't really nothing to write home about, though. Probably the most two memorable kills are just redos of previous kills we've seen in the franchise. Like, Heather's husband's death is basically just a recreation of Dan's death in 5. And Julie's death is just a recreation of Tina's from the original, even though that was actually kind of good. But other than that, this film is okay. I don't love this film, but at the same time, I don't hate it. So, basically, yeah, just the idea that this could happen, just, yeah. Wes Craven had an interesting idea with this film, and I think the execution was actually pretty good. You gotta give it that. So yeah. All right, coming up in number 15, we have Halloween Kills. Halloween Kills. Now, this film is another film that's okay. Basically, if you try to watch this story-wise, it's not really that good. But if you came here for carnage, if you came here for blood and guts, well, not blood and guts, but blood and gore, this film basically has you covered. You know, like there's some pretty gnarly kills in here. Yeah, it really, like Halloween Kills, they really sell the movie. Of course, I do have some major gripes with it. First up, the fact that everybody in the film is an idiot. Like they purposely do stupid things to get them killed. And of course that is thanks to the writing, because you know, like Halloween Kills, we really need to sell in this title, so we'll have people do stupid things that get them killed. What else? I'm trying to think what else. Oh yeah, Laurie Strode is completely wasted in this film. She never gets out of the hospital to face Michael Myers. Like, that's why I said, if you watch, this, they bring back iconic characters, and of course there are iconic, actors to portray their old roles, like Tommy Doyle, Lindsay Wallace, and Sheriff Brackett. Yeah. Yeah, the kills are absolutely gnarly, and of course I love the whole, angry mob going out of Michael Myers, because, you know, like, they actually remember Michael Myers from 40 years ago, and they're thinking, and they're always shouting, like, tonight we're gonna kill Michael Myers, like, we're tired of this. Well, make me feel that, you know, because Evil Dies Tonight got pretty old really fast, but other than that, this film, like story-wise, is not that good, but if you came here for blood and carnage, like, this is legit a film where you can just sit down, turn off your brain, have some popcorn, have some candy. And I know I just referenced a YouTuber, so huge shout-outs to the YouTuber who said that. But basically, yeah, and you could just watch Michael, and you could just watch Michael Myers some people up. You know, basically, this is probably the most fun out of the franchise, even though Laurie Strode does take a back seat. And of course, they do kill off Karen, basically, at the end, you know, and basically her death is just stabby. I get they were trying to reference Judith's death in the first film, but it just the execution it's not that good. But other than that, this film is probably the most fun. I could probably talk about this film all day, but yeah, basically, yeah, that's for me. So yeah, number 15, Halloween Kills. Great movie. Alright, coming up in 14, we have Jason X. And this is, sadly, the last film where Jason was played by Kane Hodder. But basically, I still love this film. Well, again, another film I find okay. Yeah, this is kind of like the okay category for today. Yeah, Jason X, basically, I can appreciate it that they tried something new. Basically, this is kind of like a B-movie franchise, but it's still pretty good, though. I still love it. And, of course, they're like, yeah, we're no Halloween or Nightmare on Elm Street. Let's just have some fun. And, you know, and since this film was made 2001, they decided, you know, we'll send Jason to space. And like what Cody Leach said, Jason Voorhees is the one horror icon that makes the most sense going into space. You know, like Leprechaun, and also, you know, why not? If Leprechaun, Pinhead, and Critters get to go to space, so can our favorite hockey mask wearing killer. And huge shout out to James A. Denise from Dead Meat. But basically, like, I think this film is really interesting. You know, they changed stuff up a bit, where instead of Jason killing counselors at a summer camp, he's instead killing people on a spaceship in the future. And basically, and it's really good. The kills are great, especially the liquid nitrogen kill. Fantastic, even though that is technically just a temperature reverse of the nurse's death in Halloween 2. But other than that, this film is great, honestly. Okay, well, I wouldn't call it great, but it's pretty good. And of course, we get, and also look at the, and just look at the cover. You know, one half is the original, the other half is Uber Jason. Which, yeah, when he's shut down and rebuilt with nanotechnology, he becomes Uber Jason. Yeah, the name sounds stupid, but the design is awesome. Like, honestly, I don't know why they just couldn't go with, like, Terminator Jason or Cyborg Jason. But, whatever. Pretty good. I have fun with this film, and I'm not the biggest hater of it, like most people are. But, so, yeah, basically, even though some of the characters are pretty stupid, like the one girl like, oh, this sucks on so many levels, or it's okay, guys, he just wanted his machete back. Yeah, but other than that, this film is just fun, and that is why it's in my number 14. All right, coming up in number 13, number 13, we have Halloween H2O. You know, the film where it takes place 20 years later, where it basically starts a new timeline, where in this timeline, Halloween 4, 5, and 6 never happened, and of course, also 3 never happened, because, you know, anthology timeline. Halloween 4, 5, and 6 never happened, and Laurie Strode never had a daughter. She instead has a son, and of course and now takes on the role of Miss Karen Tate, who is a teacher at a university. And of course, I think Chris Duran does do a passable job as Michael Myers. Basically, this is really more of a Laurie Strode film than it is a Michael Myers film. Like, Michael Myers is in, like, the first 10 seconds of the beginning, and then we have to wait for, I don't know how much longer for him to reappear. The kills are good. The designs for Michael Myers, not really that much to write home about. Yeah, keyword designs, because Michael Myers goes through 4 different masks in this film. One is just the same mask he wore in 6. The second one is a crappy CGI mask. The third one is so bad it didn't even make it into the film. And the last one is the one we got in the movie with frizzy hair and revealing eye holes, where we can see Michael Myers be like, yeah, I'm sorry, Michael Myers, but you are not scary when I could see your eyeballs. Basically, and of course, the kills. The kills are pretty good. And of course, I do like the ending where Laurie just chops the dude's head clean off. Until Halloween Resurrection comes and fucks that up. But other than that, this film is pretty okay. It is definitely in my top 5 when it comes to these movies. But basically, yeah, Halloween H2O, that's where it sits for me. You know, we have a broken Laurie in this film, which is pretty good. I love that Jamie Lee Curtis is back. Takes place 20 years after Halloween 2. But yeah, basically, yeah, we have a broken Laurie. Well, at least she's not as annoying in the remake. And basically, yeah, I do think this film is good. So yeah, Halloween H2O, number 13, good movie. Good movie. Let's go on to my number 12. All right. And coming up in number 12, we have... Coming up in number 12, you know, I think I'm going to need both of these. We have Freddy vs. Jason. Yeah, Freddy vs. Jason. This film is arguably fun, honestly. First of all, the fact that, the design for both Freddy and Jason are fantastic. I think King Kirchner does do a good job as Jason. I just still wish it was, Kane Hodder. But, you know, whatever. And of course, the plot is great, you know. The teens of Elm Street don't remember Freddy anymore. It's that they can't remember him. He can't invade their dreams. So he resurrects Jason to spread back the fear. and then gets jealous of his body count and fights him. The fight scenes, when the title does get to what it promises, it's fun, you know, and it makes sense, you know. In the dream world, Freddy kicks Jason's, but in the real world, Jason kicks Freddy's. You know, but of course, I do have two major gripes with it. First up, it takes Freddy and Jason forever to fight. You know, like, less killing, more fighting, you know, even though the kills are great in this movie. And of course, Jason being scared of water. Get the out of here. You know, like in all the other Friday the 13th movies, Jason went in water and he was fine. You know, like, he wasn't scared of it then, so why is he scared of it now? It's stupid. And even in a later scene, Jason legit walks out of the water like no one's business. You know, and carrying Freddy's head. You know, like, I mean, I get there are some people that can basically defend this, but other than that, I just think it's dumb. And of course, I do like the dream sequences where we see Jason as a little kid getting picked on in Camp Crystal Lake. Poor Jason. But yeah, so basically this film is basically Clash of the Titans, and it's just lots of fun, and I love it. And that's why it's in my number 12. And to end off part two, coming up in number 11, we have, it's a Michael Myers film. So which one's it gonna be? It's gonna be Halloween 2, the original Halloween 2 from 1981. Because this film, it's a great way to do a sequel, you know, it taking place in the same night. The design for Michael Myers it's a little changed, but not a whole lot, because, you know, Deborah Hill was a smoker, and, you know, it kind of gave the mask like a yellowish feel to it, but hey, whatever. Dick Warlock does do a good job as Michael Myers. You know, like, he basically does what Nick Castle does, but kind of expands upon it, and of course, he still does his own thing, which is great. And of course, I know most people know this is forced, which it technically is forced. Even John Carpenter said that he didn't like it. He legit just threw it in just to tell more story. But I absolutely loved the plot twist that Michael Myers and Laurie Strode are related. Because, you know, Michael Myers, you know, he killed his first sister 15 years ago. Like, you know, like he killed his first sister 15 years ago. And now he's back to kill the other. And of course, the kills are great in this film. I especially love the boiled face kill. It was pretty good. And of course, you know, I love the defeat where they set Michael Myers on fire and blows him up. And which this was supposed to be the last appearance of Michael Myers, which is why 3 doesn't have him. But come on, did you honestly think some fire was going to take out the boogeyman? Like, did you honestly think some fire was going to take out the boogeyman? I still have a lot of fun with this. I think it's really good. It would feel incomplete if I watched the first film and didn't watch the second one. So, it's still really good. I love it. And, yeah, that's basically why it's in my number 11. Alright, and that's going to end off part 2. I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to leave in the comments what you're thankful for and what you do for Halloween. Honestly, I'm just thankful to be here and have you guys. So, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the last and final part of this big, gigantic ranking.